Right then, for this week's video, we're going to use some of this Balinese teak log to make a large Christmas tree, hopefully with a star on top. Right then, we've got the we'll put that log on here. It's about 13 inches long, right? I'm not sure the diameter until I round it off, obviously. As normal with Balinese teak, there's some cracks in it that have to be dealt with as we get there. I'm hoping that doesn't go down too deep. There was a branch coming out of it there, which should make the bottom part of the tree quite interesting. Now, as I said, hopefully there will be a star on the top of this. I did one of these videos, I can't remember, a couple of years, maybe 3 years ago, where I put a star on top of a tree, and I explained in that when you're doing these stars, half of the time they work, half of the time they just snap off because they're so delicate, right? But we'll give it a go, right? One way or the other, we're going to end up with a nice Christmas tree, right? So first thing I'm going to do is round this off. And we'll go from there. So I'll round this off. Alright, we're rounded off. I'm just going to put it, put a tenon on one end and stick it into a chuck. I have the size to use a large chuck, so I might as well use a large chuck. Right, and now that we're in a chuck, the first thing I just want to do is really simply turn this into a cone. As usual, I am not worried about finished cuts. I just want to get a shape in. Right then, we got a very rough cone shape. Just going to do something with that. There's a crack, there's a crack. As I said, that was expected with Balinese teak. Right then, I'll go to the continental spindle gouge just to finalise this rough shape. In my way. There we go, let's get that out of the way. And all I'm doing here is finalising this rough shape. Right, now then I'm going to deal with the cracks and that hole that is out there appearing in that, just where I didn't want it to be. Right, so it's going to be CA and sawdust. Right, and I'm going to have to pack that hole big time, because that's exactly where I did not want a hole to be. Right now, so I'll do all that and I'll be right back. Alright then, hopefully that CA is dry. I'll just do a very light pass just to scrape off the excess. I'm just after the CA here, I'm not after anything else. Yeah, fill some of it off. Now then, last time I did one of these, I went into this as well, right? What's the difference between big Christmas trees and small ones, right? If you look at a tree, right, the gap between the branches at the bottom is larger than the gap between the branches at the top. So if I'm doing these giant Christmas trees, what I like to do is right, I want to leave 2 centimeters for the stars anyway, right, for the star, right, 1 there. These are all at 1 centimeter marks, okay, or round about 1 centimeter marks, down towards the top. Now I'll go to 1.5. For a little bit. That's obviously where that bump is. Right. And then for the last ones, I'll go to 2 centimeters. That one's out. It's just, this is a personal preference thing. You don't have to do this. I just think it looks better personally. Right. Now I'm going to cut in to all those with the narrow parting tool. Now what I'm watching as well is in there in the trunk. I'm looking for that to get bigger as I go down the tree as well. Needs an edge on it. Quick edge, and then we're back to business. Much better. So as I said, what I'm trying to do is actually look into the gap so that I'm making the trunk bigger as well as I'm going down. Now I don't do this with the normal Christmas trees. I just have a scratch slate. Everything's the same size, all the way down. I only do it with the large ones. Right, then we grab a detail gouge and start cutting these out. Now you can do this with a skew or anything you want, it's just my preference. This is doing with a detail gouge. Right, I'll get in there with a smaller detail gouge to clean them up a bit in there. I just want to get the main parts cut. I'm hoping that CA repair holes where that hole was. Well, got my tiny little detail gouge to get in here. Check what that was. I cut an edge there to see it. Right, I'm gonna have to sort that out. That's the bigger gouge. It could be where one of those cracks was. Still there a little bit, but I can't go much smaller, so we leave that the way it is. Right. Pull that one down a little as well, so it isn't so obvious. Right then. Now the body of the tree is done. Yeah, there's a little chip out there, but get away with that. Right. So out there, it's that chip. Right. Don't have much of a choice on that one. Yeah, it is. It's right where one of the cracks went. Once it started, it just kept going. Oh, excuse me. Right then. We get this end done. Right. Anyone who's seen one of my Christmas tree videos before knows I like to put a pot on the end. Better. It's not bad. The cracks are showing up. See the crack all the way in there? I said Balinese teak is beautiful wood to work. Or, well, not to work actually. It's beautiful wood, but it's a pain to work because of all the cracks that are always in it. Right. Those top two aren't clean. Not as clean as they could be. See it there in that one? I've lost which one it is now. That one. Should I got it? Did it? Yeah, that cleaned that up. Right. I'll reduce this one down a little bit. Does it look right? That one's too thick. Got my little spindle gouge again to get in there. Right then, now this star, right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come in that way. And we're going to come up this way. Now, these stars are actually quite simple. It literally just is a matter of think outside the box. Right. Now, at the moment, I have like a diamond on the top of that. Right. Which I don't want. So to turn it into a star, I need to come in that way a little bit. Right, and I need to come in there. Now I need to bring to a point out here. As I said, these are quite delicate because they're fiddly. I know it doesn't look much like a star at the moment, but don't worry, it will. Right, then. Now I'm just going to sand that. So I'll do that and we'll be right back. Alright then, and we're back and the finish is on it. It's very pretty. I do love working with this wood, but when you're working with Balinese teak, you've got to accept that there's always cracks in it and it is very chippy. So that there is a chip. It doesn't look too bad now. Right. Now, I'll part this off and then I'll show you how this magically turns into a star. So I'll part it off, I'll set up for turning that into a star, and I'll be back in a second. Right then, turning this into a star. I have the Jacob's chuck in the headstock. I've taken the interface pad off because I want this to sand flat, right? And what I'm going to carefully do is sand it off like that, just on the two, do one side and then flip it over to the other side. Now if I pick this right, I can get the crack at the back, which is there, right? So I'm going to turn on the extractor. Sorry if it's loud. magically end up
Star
with
on top of a Christmas tree.
Now, if you want, you can mess around with the edges there on the sander just to clean them up, right? Make them straight, that kind of thing, right? Which I'll probably do with this after a while. But at the moment, I'm kind of stuck for time, right? So that's how you do a star, a Christmas tree with a star on the top of it, right? As I said, I'm actually in a rush somewhere at the moment, so I'll finish that star. I'll put the finish on it, and you end up with a Christmas tree with a star on the top. Right, so that's how you put a star on top of a Christmas tree. Right, so if you enjoyed that one or got nothing out of it, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.